hidden gold mine with deadly legends, Superstition Mountains, a jagged scar across the Arizona desert, a landscape forged in volcanic fire and whispered secrets. It's a place where the sun bleeds across the canyons, where shadows dance like restless spirits, and where the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine has lured men to their doom for over a century. We begin our story in the late 1800s, a time when dreams of striking it rich fueled the westward expansion, drawing fortune seekers into the unforgiving wilderness. One such man was Jacob Waltz, a German immigrant with eyes that held the glint of gold and a past shrouded in mystery. He arrived in the Arizona territory with little more than a mule, a pickaxe, and an unwavering determination, ready to carve his destiny from the harsh, unforgiving earth. But Waltz possessed a secret, a whispered knowledge that would set him apart from the common prospector. The location of a gold mine so rich, so abundant, that it could make a man a king. Waltz wasn't alone in his quest. The mountains were crawling with prospectors, each driven by the same insatiable hunger for gold. But unlike the others, Waltz seemed to possess an uncanny ability to find gold where others found only barren rock. He would disappear for weeks, sometimes months, returning to civilization with saddlebags overflowing with gold, ore of unparalleled purity. When asked about his source, Waltz would remain tight-lipped, deflecting questions with a gruff demeanor and a knowing smile. He would talk of a hidden canyon, a treacherous trail, and a landmark shaped like a sleeping giant. These cryptic clues only fueled the rumors and heightened the allure of his mysterious mine, turning him into a figure of both envy and suspicion. But what was the true cost of this gold? A chilling pattern began to emerge. Those who got too close to Waltz's secret, those who pressed him for details, often met with misfortune, accidents, or simply vanished without a trace. The local Apache tribes, who had long considered the Superstition Mountains their sacred ground, spoke of a curse upon the land, a vengeful spirit guarding the gold from outsiders. They called it Tla Pialuis Tli, the place of the hidden gold, a place to be avoided at all costs. The stories told of prospectors driven mad by the isolation and the lure of riches, of men turning on each other in fits of paranoia and greed. Whether fact or folklore, the Apache warnings added another layer of dread to the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine. And Waltz, with his secretive nature and his uncanny ability to find gold, became inextricably linked to these dark tales. Some whispered that he had made a pact with the devil, trading his soul for the location of the mine. Others believed he was protected by the Apache, a silent guardian of their sacred ground. One of the most persistent rumors surrounding Waltz was his connection to the Peralta family, a wealthy Mexican family who had reportedly discovered a rich gold mine in the Superstition Mountains decades before Waltz arrived. According to the legend, the Peralta family were ambushed and massacred by Apache warriors, their mine lost to the desert forever. Some believed that Waltz had somehow stumbled upon the Peralta's lost mine, perhaps finding an old map or receiving the location from a dying member of the family. This theory gained traction due to the similar richness and purity of the gold found by Waltz, and that described in the Peralta family legends. But despite the rumors, no concrete evidence ever surfaced to definitively link Waltz to the Peraltas or their ill-fated expedition. The mystery of the Peralta massacre and the location of their lost mine remained unsolved, forever intertwined with the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine. As Waltz grew older, his health began to fail. He knew his time was running short, and the weight of his secret grew heavier with each passing day. He took in a boarder, a woman named Julia Thomas, to care for him in his final years. Julia, a shrewd and determined woman, became fascinated by Waltz and his tales of hidden gold. She saw an opportunity to secure her own fortune and dedicated herself to unraveling the mystery of the lost Dutchman's mine. Waltz, weakened by age and illness, began to confide in Julia, sharing cryptic clues and vague descriptions of the mine's location. He spoke of a prominent landmark, a soldier's head, and a canyon that faced west, but he never revealed the exact location. Julia meticulously documented Waltz's every word, hoping to piece together the puzzle and claim the mine for herself. But was Waltz truly sharing his secret, or was he leading her on a wild goose chase, protecting his treasure even from beyond the grave? On his deathbed, Jacob Waltz clutched a small, intricately carved box, refusing to let it out of his sight. Julia Thomas, consumed by her obsession with the mine, desperately tried to persuade him to reveal its contents. She believed the box held a map or some other vital clue to the mine's location. But Waltz remained silent, his eyes fixed on some distant horizon, his lips sealed with the secret of the lost Dutchman's mine. After his death, Julia pried open the box, only to find it filled with worthless trinkets and a few pieces of fool's gold. Disappointed, but not defeated, she intensified her search for the mine, convinced that Waltz had hidden the true map elsewhere. She spent years scouring the Superstition Mountains, following every lead and deciphering every clue. But the lost Dutchman's mine remained elusive. Julia Thomas' relentless pursuit of the lost Dutchman's mine transformed her into a local legend. She became known as the Dutch Maiden, a determined and somewhat eccentric figure who roamed the mountains with her pickaxe and her dreams of gold. Her story inspired countless others to join the search, fueling the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine and turning the Superstition Mountains into a magnet for treasure hunters. But Julia's obsession eventually consumed her, driving her to the brink of madness. She lost her savings, her friends, and ultimately her sanity in her relentless quest for the elusive gold. She died penniless and alone, her dream of striking it rich forever unfulfilled. The legend of the lost Dutchman's mine took a dark turn with the involvement of Adolf Ruth, a self-proclaimed expert on lost mines and a man consumed by ambition. In 1931, Ruth embarked on an expedition into the Superstition Mountains, armed with what he claimed was a map to the lost Dutchman's mine, purportedly obtained from the Peralta family archives. He was warned by locals about the dangers of the mountains and the curse of the mine, but Ruth dismissed their concerns, confident in his knowledge and his map. After several weeks, Ruth failed to return. A search party was launched, and his remains were discovered months later, his skull shattered by a gunshot wound. The map he carried was missing. The death of Adolf Ruth sent shockwaves through the treasure hunting community, intensifying the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine and solidifying its reputation as a deadly enigma. Theories abounded regarding his murder. Some believed he was killed by rival treasure hunters who sought to steal his map. Others suspected the Apache, protecting their sacred ground. a more sinister theory emerged, suggesting that Ruth had actually found the mine and was killed by a secret society guarding its location. Perhaps descendants of the Peralta family, or even Jacob Waltz himself. The case remains unsolved to this day, adding another layer of mystery and intrigue to the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine. The missing map, if it ever existed, vanished along with Ruth's killer, leaving behind only speculation and unanswered questions. The discovery of Adolf Ruth's body triggered a gold rush of unprecedented proportions. Hundreds of prospectors, adventurers, and dreamers descended upon the Superstition Mountains, each hoping to be the one to finally discover the lost Dutchman's mine. The mountains became a chaotic landscape of tents, digging sites, and simmering rivalries. The search for the mine turned into a cutthroat competition, with prospectors resorting to theft, sabotage, and even violence to gain an advantage. The curse of the lost Dutchman's mine seemed to be working its malevolent influence, turning men against each other in their desperate quest for riches. Amidst the chaos and the violence, a new figure emerged in the legend of the lost Dutchman's mine, a mysterious hermit known only as the Old-Timer. He was a grizzled prospector who had spent decades wandering the Superstition Mountains, and he possessed an intimate knowledge of the terrain and its secrets. He claimed to have seen the lost Dutchman's mine, but refused to reveal its location, warning others of the dangers and the curse that surrounded it. The Old-Timer became a local oracle, dispensing cryptic advice and fueling the imaginations of the treasure hunters. Some believed he was a guardian of the mine, protecting it from those who sought to exploit its riches. Others suspected he was a charlatan, preying on the hopes and fears of the gullible. The Old-Timer's true identity and his connection to the lost Dutchman's mine remain a mystery. Some believe he was a former associate of Jacob Waltz, sworn to protect his secret. Others speculate that he was a descendant of the Peralta family, seeking to avenge the massacre of his ancestors. Regardless of his true identity, the Old-Timer became an integral part of the legend, adding another layer of intrigue and ambiguity to the already complex narrative. His warnings and his cryptic pronouncements served as a constant reminder of the dangers and the potential consequences of seeking the lost Dutchman's mine. Over the years, countless expeditions have been launched into the Superstition Mountains, each driven by the same insatiable desire to find the lost Dutchman's mine. Millions of dollars have been spent on equipment, supplies, and research, but the mine remains as elusive as ever. Some have claimed to have found it, only to be proven wrong or to vanish without a trace. The mountains have claimed countless lives, victims of accidents, violence, and the harsh elements. The curse of the lost Dutchman's mine continues to cast its shadow over the Superstition Mountains, a chilling reminder of the power of greed and the perils of obsession. The lost Dutchman's mine has become more than just a legend. It's a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of the American dream gone awry. It has inspired countless books, movies, and television shows, each adding its own interpretation to the enduring mystery. The story of Jacob Waltz and his hidden gold mine has captivated generations, fueling the imaginations of treasure hunters, historians, and storytellers alike. The Superstition Mountains remain a place of mystery and intrigue, a landscape haunted by the ghosts of those who sought their fortune and found only death and despair. And so,